1921 was a year that changed the game forever. New champions, legendary rivalries, and one name that would echo through the ages, Babe Ruth. Stick around because we're diving into one of the most exciting years in baseball history. From iconic stadiums to record-breaking moments, 1921 saw baseball continue its path toward becoming America's pastime. Let's dive right into the most important events. First, let's talk about the team that divides opinion more than any other team in baseball history, the New York Yankees. Babe Ruth was utterly dominant in the 1921 MLB season. Ruth hit 59 home runs in 1921, setting a new record for most home runs in an MLB season for the second consecutive season. In 1921, Ruth was in his prime at 26 years old and was now established as a baseball superstar. Ruth led a star-studded New York Yankees team that included other stars like Frank Baker, Wally Schang, Carl Mays, Waite Hoyt, and Rip Collins. Unsurprisingly, the Yankees won their first ever American League pennant in 1921, narrowly finishing ahead of the 1920 World Series champions, the Cleveland Indians. The Yankees won 98 games in 1921. This included 14 wins against the Indians. The New York Yankees advanced to the World Series for the first time in their history. The 1921 World Series featured a New York-centric clash between the New York Yankees and the New York Giants. The Giants won the 1921 National League pennant with a 94-59 record. The 1921 Giants had several future Hall of Fame players, including George High Pockets Kelly, David Bancroft, Frank Frisch, and others. Fans eagerly anticipated the New York showdown between these two great teams in the 1921 World Series. Since this was the final World Series to use a best-of-9 format, the fans expected a back-and-forth battle between the two star-studded New York teams. They would not be disappointed. Yankees pitcher Carl Mays dominated in Game 1, pitching a complete game as he shut out the Giants and only allowed 5 hits. The Yankees won 3-0. The Giants carefully pitched against Babe Ruth in Game 2, walking him 3 times. However, Ruth surprised them by stealing second base after the third walk. Ruth also stole third base, but scraped his elbow badly as he did so. His elbow became infected. Still, Yankees pitcher Waite Hoyt played excellently and held the Giants to only 2 hits all game. The Yankees again won by a score of 3-0 and were now up 2-0 in the 1921 World Series. Game 3 was dramatic. The Yankees took a 4-0 lead in the top of the third inning. However, the Giants rallied and tied the game 4-4 by the end of the third inning. The Giants scored an incredible 8 runs in the 7th inning, including a bases-loaded triple from right fielder Ross Youngs. The Yankees took Babe Ruth out of Game 3 in the 8th inning after Ruth scraped his elbow a second time when sliding into a base. After Game 3, the Yankees announced that Ruth would not return for the rest of the World Series because he needed medical treatment on his elbow. Much to the Yankees fans' delight, Ruth did return for Game 4. Despite this, Ruth repeatedly touched his elbow throughout Game 4. Ruth managed 2 hits and a home run in the 9th inning. This was the first World Series home run in Ruth's career and the first in the Yankees' history. Despite this, the Giants won Game 4 by a score of 4-2. The 1921 World Series was now tied 2-2. In a pivotal Game 5, the score was tied 1-1 in the 4th inning. Babe Ruth bunted and made it to first base, shocking everyone. Yankees outfielder Bob Mosel hit a double in the 4th, allowing Ruth to score the go-ahead run from first base. The Yankees won 3-1 and regained the momentum in the series. Game 6 was even more dramatic. The Yankees led 3-0 after the first inning and led 5-3 after the second inning. However, the Giants took a 7-5 lead after a 4-run 4th inning. The Giants scored an 8th run in the 6th inning and won 8-5. With the series tied 3-3, the Giants and Yankees faced off in Game 7. Giants pitcher Phil Douglas played well as the Yankees only managed 8 hits and 1 run. Giants catcher Frank Snyder hit an RBI double in the 7th inning, and the Giants won 2-1. In Game 8, the Giants took a 1-0 lead in the 1st inning. Miller Huggins, the Yankees manager at the time, sent Babe Ruth to rescue the Yankees from elimination in the bottom of the 9th inning by pinch hitting. However, Ruth grounded out and Yankees infielder Aaron Ward was thrown out at third base. The New York Giants were World Series champions for the first time since 1905. However, the 1921 World Series was far from the only historic event that happened in the 1921 MLB season. 1921 was also the year baseball truly became accessible to the masses, thanks to a game-changing technology, radio. On August 5th, 1921, KDKA in Pittsburgh aired the first ever live broadcast of a Major League Baseball game. The game was the Pittsburgh Pirates' 8-5 win over the Philadelphia Phillies at Forbes Field in Pittsburgh. Harold Arlen called the game in this historic broadcast. For the first time, fans who couldn't make it to the ballpark could experience the thrill of the game from their own homes, sparking a new era of baseball fandom. 1921 was a year of firsts, records, and rivalries, one that would help shape baseball into the sport we know and love today. If you love baseball history much as we do, don't forget to like this video, leave a comment about your favorite moment from 1921, and hit that subscribe button for more episodes in our series on how baseball became America's pastime.